Oh, really? Uh, all right, good morning, everyone. Get fired up for an exciting week of trading ahead of us. All right, getting into Friday's session in U.S. markets. We actually sold off reasonably late in the session. I mean, we had this huge non-farm payroll number on Friday. I think it was pretty much a beat in every expectation. The only thing that wasn't a real beat was unemployment, but forget unemployment. I mean, that thing's always just it's such a random number. We need to we need to be looking at the top line, the non-farm payroll number. We need to be looking at the revision, which the revision was out of this world. If you guys, people don't normally pay attention to the revision, but the revision of the prior months were like 75,000 jobs higher. We were up 320 or 330,000 or something crazy like that. So that was hugely surprising. Not only that, I think what the biggest surprise was, and the biggest positive of this whole announcement, and probably the thing that really got U.S. interest rates moving higher, was the fact that the average hourly earnings pushed higher by more than expected, and I think significantly more than expected. So that in itself was probably the most important number. Combine that with the revision and then the top line, front month number. You got a huge beat out of the non-farm payroll. I think that dramatically changes things a little bit. You saw that in the gold price. You saw gold fall over 2%. Our gold shares actually didn't even fall that hard, but you saw it in the gold price, and you saw it in the U.S. dollar, and you saw it in the emerging market currencies. So that's really important. I think that we've got to continue to see that the market stays this path, because right now it definitely took a big step in terms of the Fed hiking path on Friday, and so we'll monitor those interest rates, and we'll monitor the other leading indicators to see if that's still what's going to happen sooner rather than later going forward. We had a couple other stocks that had some big action in them on Friday in the States. We had Twitter, we had LinkedIn, we had Yelp, we had there was a couple others. I mean, a lot of the big tech companies out pushing hard. Twitter up big, LinkedIn up big, Yelp down huge. Just some enormous movements in a lot of these big tech stocks. I think the volatility and the tech space there is going to be with us for a long time. All right, this morning we had an Asian session. We had Shanghai actually pushed up quite significantly. The trade numbers there, I think, over the weekend were nothing short of shocking. But they had a nice bump up over the weekend. Some of the financials trading better for whatever reason. But like I said, I don't know. China is a whole different kettle of fish. Doesn't really tend to react particularly to the news. Bottom line is the numbers coming out of there, I think, really poor for anyone attached to China. You saw the Aussie dollar starting to weaken this morning. I think commodities probably are going to continue to struggle in the face of those sort of numbers. You saw the big diversified miners in Australia, Belize and Rio, under a little bit of pressure probably on the back of that. The Nikkei actually this morning is probably a little bit disappointing on the back of the weaker yen. We had a big weakening in the yen versus the dollar. Should be a huge boost for the exporters. Obviously, they did trade up a little bit. You can see there Toyota and Honda up a bit, but wasn't really able to push the market too hard. So I think you didn't get a whole lot of leadership this morning again out of Asia. We haven't seen any leadership out of Asia in forever, but not a lot to pay attention to either. All right, looking this morning at the corporate action, we have Harmony that's out with full-year headline earnings per share, first half headline earnings per share, with a loss of $1.14. Not a great number. Revenue number, it looks like came in better than expectations out of Bloomberg consensus here at 4.4, expectations for 4.11. All-in sustaining costs at $1,251, which is actually above where the current price of gold is. I think that's going to be a bit of a headline shocker for the market. The market's not going to like that. You also have their production numbers this morning, which came out very soft, missing production estimates by, well over 10%. I don't think that the market's going to like these numbers personally. Obviously, we had the sell-off in gold on Friday. The shares didn't get beat up that hard, but didn't look great. Sibanye also doesn't look great. Headline earnings per share came in at 175. I think there's a once off in there. But there's also, the CapEx numbers are looking a little bit higher than I think the market was looking for. I don't know that the market's going to like that all that much either. All right, Amplats. Headline earnings per share came in at 294. The guidance and trading statement was at 293 recently, so it's kind of more or less in line. Revenue looks a little bit better, but they declared no divvy, so that could put a little bit of pressure on it. You got to remember how some of these funds are mandated out there. You've got certain dividend funds, for instance, that could be forced into selling the stock now that it's not paying a dividend. It doesn't mean that they have to come today, but within the next month they may have to get out of the position, that sort of thing. So anytime that these guys move, to a non-dividend paying status, that can very often create some forced selling in the shares. So just keep an eye on that this morning. We'll show the chart in just a second as well. All right, let's get into the maps. All right, first thing what we're going to look at here is Vodacom. Just to show, this thing has rallied really hard actually off of what didn't look like great numbers the other day. Bottom line is we kind of came back up here close to this 137, 137.50 level and failed off of that again. Watch and see if it gets up there. That's going to be the level that we're going to need to watch out for in the near term. Like we said before, this thing has been incredibly, consistent in this trend for a long time now, and I think that you can, until we get out of there, it's probably not a bad play to try to, continue to play inside of this range. Amplats, I just wanted to show this one this morning because of the fact that we had numbers. We also, technically, we were showing this on Friday, I believe. The inverse head and shoulder setup. What is a bit alarming is just a massive rejection that we saw here on Friday. We were trading north of 400 on Friday and really got just rejected hard. Failed to close above the 390 level and closed all the way down. It closed at the lows of the session, which is shockingly bearish. So a lot of these reversals, a lot of these fake breakouts, false breakouts are some of the hardest reversal moves. So just watch this one today. I don't think, besides the non-dividend side, I'm not sure that there's anything too shocking there in the numbers. Another debt looked very high and had grown quite a bit. But I'm not sure how the market's going to take this one. But if we do see a hard reversal here, just be prepared because the rejection that we got on Friday was quite negative. All right, we're also going to look at Sibanye here. Because of earnings this morning, so we've been in this little range here out of Sibanye. What I wanted to show again, I know I showed this a couple sessions ago, is that there's a major level here at about 29.80, which we kind of consolidated. We broke out above 29.80. We consolidated in that kind of 2.5 rand range. If we fall below 29.80 today, I do think that this stock's got another $2.50, $3 to the downside. So just watch closely today. That could be one to pounce on if they don't like earnings. I'll go with one more gold stock here just to finish it up, and that's Gold Fields. And this kind of goes in line with the theme from Friday. To me, the gold price has had a big reversal here. So you had a bit of a double top here, right around 68, where there was real rejection from Gold Fields, and we spent some time intraday trading up around 69 on both of these times. But we just never could get above it either time. To me, if you look at the U.S. Closing price, we're down around 64. If we start looking a little bit lower here, which I think is on the cards, I think $60 is on the cards regardless. This is looking very much like a double top, and if we can get down to below 60, then I really think that it can come down hard, and I do think that we will retest 52 if we get a breakdown of 60. So just watch that closely. We get below this level here at around 60. I think we will come down and test 52 in Goldfield. So I think it could be a lot of action in this gold space in the next couple sessions, especially with some of these earnings coming out. Harmony today, obviously, most likely also going to be under a little bit of pressure. And it's also, to be honest, dropping out of support, maybe a little ascending triangle here. So just keep these goals in sight today. Give you some real action. Thanks a lot. Good luck out there.